Biggest goals, man. I got lots of goals.
Of course.
I mean, I would say from the accounting firm standpoint, I actually wrote them down. I'll just read them off to you.
Awesome.
From the accounting firm standpoint, I want to add 1,000 new clients this year. Last year, we added 234 clients. This year, we added over 450. And I want to do 1,000 next year.
Hey guys, welcome to CPA Primetime. Today we have Jonathan Frost. He is owner, founder of one of the up and coming firms out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, leveraging business relationships, building businesses, and really revolutionizing the way that an accounting firm is built, the way you think of an accounting firm today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Jonathan, for the people at home, for the viewers out there, who are you? Give us your quick 2-minute drill, 30 for 30. Who is Jonathan Frost? How did you get here?
Wow. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Juan. I really appreciate it. So yes, I'm Jonathan Frost of J.D. Frost and Company. We are the most progressive accounting firm in the country. We dominate small business accounting, and we're revolutionizing the accounting industry for clients, employees, and owners of accounting firms. And I started the firm about 6 years ago. And what happened when I started the firm is I started to realize that I created a firm and I was being entrepreneurial and went out there and created something, but kind of got back into the same routine of working at an accounting firm. I mean, I was busting my ass, working 12, 13-hour days. Tax season was horrible. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm still in the same old rut that I was even when I was working with somebody else, right? And the reason I started the accounting firm was to create a firm in this industry to where people didn't want to get out of the industry after working 7, 8 years, 10 years in the industry. It's something that they wanted to be a part of. And so when I went to GrowthCon in 2018, I had this epiphany. And what happened is I realized that we were doing the same thing. We were just operating our business. I was just operating the business, and I wasn't making it rain in our business. And I wasn't creating that different firm that I wanted when I first decided to start my firm in 2012. I didn't have that firm. And so what we did at the risk of profitability and growth, we just decided to completely change the way that we did our business and the way that we worked as an accounting firm. And so that's when our mission statement became, we're going to revolutionize the accounting industry because we just do things differently.
Awesome. Awesome. Before we get into more of that, how big is your firm for the people out there?
Right now we're tracking in 2019 to be doing a little over $6 million in revenue. And we have 38 people. We've got 9 more that will be starting after the new year. And we're getting ready to move into a space of 7,500 square feet in a building, actually, that I'm building with a partner.
Awesome. There you go. There you go. And I mean, look, the people at home might not realize what, right, everything you just said. Awesome. Growth, revolutionizing the industry, the way it's built. It sounds really good, right? But can you get into a little more of the details about the revolutionizing part, the way, maybe some of the things that you're most excited about that you did notice, that you did bring to the firm? One thing that stood out to me as a marketer is even sacrificing short-term profitability to build the business you actually want to build, right? So can you speak a little to that, Jonathan?
Yeah, so I mean, what kind of happened at GrowthCon is I realized that the accounting industry and accounting in general to business owners and entrepreneurs just isn't something that they understand. They just don't really know what we do. They just accept the fact that, okay, we're accountants, we do taxes, we do bookkeeping, we do payroll. We're not supposed to make any mistakes. We are perfect people. And if we don't have it right, then nobody's going to get it right. And so what I realized is, when I'm sitting in this room with 10,000 entrepreneurs and business owners, I'm like, these guys got no idea what we do every day. And I need to tell the world what an accountant and a CPA really does. And so one way that we've done that is through social media. I'm just bringing more awareness to what a CPA actually does for people. Yeah, we keep you compliant, but what a lot of people are surprised by when they see my videos is, I mean, they get on podcasts and they talk about what the accounting industry does. They advise clients on different systems that they put in place, hiring and firing decisions. I mean, the CPA is the most trusted advisor of business owners. And I haven't met many business owners that's not really the case. And so when you're a trusted advisor, people trust you, and they trust you because they know you. And they know you because they took the time to like you. And so our hashtag is #know, like, trust. And what I'm trying to do and what's revolutionizing about it is all the people that we do business with, that we interact with on a local level, they interact with us and they trust us because they know who we are. And what I think most accountants are going to have to do is figure out how to tell more people who they are. And a great way to do that is through social media.
Hey, that's exciting. A lot of what you just said, it's a lot of what I talk about, what I agree with. It's really, I started my business this year, and it's what I came out the gate with, which is, hey, these other business owners, they don't really know. They know an accountant, right? What it's supposed to do, right? But they don't really know you as an accountant. And you really, I mean, you're handling people's financials. You're handling their business's financial growth. So they really need to trust you. They do need to see how you work, how you operate, right? And I think you would agree when you say you do the videos, you put out content, right? Hey, that gives a voice to your firm, where there might be a lot of businesses that do resonate with you. They do like you from the videos because they're able to see you, they're able to trust you. But there may also be other businesses that maybe now they look at your videos and they don't want to work with you. And one thing I want to get across is that not everyone has to like you, but it's much better to put your brand out there than to keep it close and be afraid of something. And I think, Jonathan, you just seem like a natural, marketer as well. You just, I've got to say it. But my question to you is, how did you obtain these marketing skills that I am seeing? Because I see some of your posts online. In fact, I found out about your firm from the commercial on the Grant Cardone show, right? So hey, you know what's going on with marketing. So how did you obtain those skills?
Well, I think I obtained those skills from the golf course, to be perfectly honest with you. I started playing golf when I was 10 years old. And what that taught me was I would be paired with people that I didn't know. And so you got to talk to them, right? You're going to spend 4 hours with them. You got to figure out how to talk to them. And so I think that it was just kind of, it was easy for me to learn. It was, are you still there? It was easy for me to learn how to talk with people that I didn't know and ask them questions. And so that was one way that I was able to become more of a marketer. I think it is something that you can learn, but I think some people are just more naturally inept to talking to people that they don't know. But there is definitely an ability to learn how to do that and to train yourself. And the easiest way is to continue to go to more and more events, more and more networking events, get to know more people. I mean, one easy way now, and I'm a firm believer in this, is going to stuff like GrowthCon, going to events like NugaCon that we're throwing. I mean, these are places where it's natural for people to market. They are going to do it and network. They're going to do it anyway because they believe the same thing. And I think to your point, what most accountants are going to have to overcome, what most CPAs are going to have to overcome is there's going to be people that don't like you. And CPAs are naturally insecure people. They're extremely insecure. They want to keep their clients. They don't want to tell anybody about who they're working with, how they do what they do, because they think they've got the secret sauce, and that's a bunch of bullshit. It's not true. They don't have the secret sauce. And so what they got to do is overcome that, because it's going to hinder them, because more people like me are going to be out there in front of them, and they're going to know, hey, I like that brand, I resonate with that brand, or I don't. And I'm a CPA, right? I'm a CPA at heart. I'm a naturally somewhat insecure person. This is not comfortable for me, no matter how maybe comfortable it looks, because I've practiced it a lot. But I still have people that it doesn't resonate with, and they've left my firm, and I have to live with that. But I think it's the way the industry's going.
Interesting. No, I mean, it is going, and you are a beneficiary of that, right? Going right into doing something different. And I mean, in a lot of other industries, it's not so different. It's not so new in other industries, but in the accounting industry, like you said, the insecurity there. For me, I was at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I did notice I was more extroverted than others, right? But I also did come up through the accounting path. So there was things that I did have to overcome, right? And I think, a bit of a background in sales may have helped with that, but it's also just being grateful and realizing the opportunity. I mean, sometimes you have to do things that you're not. I mean, you got to let's just throw it on the table. You got to step out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and people will throw that line out there, but I think you yourself, some of my clients, you're definitely diving right into that, right? So can you speak a little bit about that, doing things outside of your comfort zone? Because it seems like you're realizing the opportunity, right? And you're going directly into, I don't care if this makes me uncomfortable, the opportunity is there, so I'm going to take it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, being uncomfortable, it isn't fun, right? But what I've learned is the more uncomfortable I am, the more I grow. I mean, when I'm working out with Harold at CoreFit Pros, and I am sitting there, grinding out some curls, right? And I've done one set, and then he's like, "Hey, you're going to do more weight and more reps." And I go, "What?" Like, that's going to make me uncomfortable, right? But that's the only way my muscles are going to grow. It's the only way. And I think that business owners and entrepreneurs, those that are really getting ahead, those that are really changing and they're really on the forefront and are revolutionizing like we are at J.D. Frost and Company, they are getting uncomfortable as often as they possibly can. I mean, as often as they can. That's the only way they are going to really change their business. They got to change their environment. They got to get uncomfortable, and then they will grow. And that's one thing that I talk to my Rainmakers about all the time, is getting uncomfortable, doing something that is not natural. I mean, do the things you don't want to do, right? Like, I don't want to clean out my closet. My wife was just on me the other day, yesterday. She was like, we need to clean out your closet and donate some clothes to Goodwill because there is too much stuff in here. You need to do that. Well, I mean, the only way that I'm going to get out of that discomfort is to jump right into it, right? I don't want to do that. I want to go and watch Narcos on Netflix, right? I mean, that's how I wind down, right? So I had to take action. I got to do the things that I don't want to do.
Interesting. No, man, I think, you're going to be seeing the results from that for a very long time, just like the hitting the gym, that example you gave. I mean, come on, listeners, like they're
right.
Whoever is listening to this. Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight either. One thing, the more that I read about other entrepreneurs and the more that I study them and learn about them and listen to podcasts and try to emulate them is success doesn't happen overnight. There is no such thing as an overnight success, I guess, unless you win the lottery. But most people that I know have won the lottery have been buying lottery tickets for a long damn time.
Yeah.
And finally won. So I don't look at it as an overnight success. They were constantly doing an activity. They were constantly doing an action, purchasing a lottery ticket in order to finally win one day. So what I mean, it is so clear to me right now, more than ever, is if you start breaking down your day, breaking down your year to where you have little goals each and every year, you set a huge goal and then you have little goals each day. That action that you're taking each day is moving the needle. And as long as you're moving that needle, then you are going to grow your business. You are going to be successful. I mean, what are we all sitting here trying to do, right? Why are you at this podcast? You want to be successful. And so you want to learn from other people about how to be successful. So the more people you talk to, the more people you listen to, the more you can apply to your life. And you've got to have that application. You've got to have that action after it. And the reminder. Harold's got to remind me to do curls. I got to do it, right? So,
right. Hey,
I can talk about this stuff all day long, man.
No, I can tell, and no, that's a great thing, especially in this industry. And I'm sure the people at your firm, they look up to you as, hey, we've got a leader here that sees the opportunity. He's going in, and so I'm sure your people believe in you. But one thing that stood out that the people at home might have not caught or might have been confused by is your Rainmakers, right? So who are your Rainmakers? What's going on there?
Yeah, so I appreciate that. Great lead in right there, Ron. So, yeah, Rainmaker Club. So what we are trying to do is at J.D. Frost and Company, not only are we just an accounting firm, but we look at ourselves as a growth firm. I mean, I don't think that I have any business owner that comes to me and says, hey, I want to just level off my business and contract. That's what I want to do. If they come and say that, they already know immediately from all the branding that we're doing, we are not the answer for them.
Right.
We are a growth firm. So what we want to do is help business owners stop operating and start rainmaking in their business. We want them to stop working in their business and work on their business. And a rainmaker is an entrepreneur, a business owner, an individual who decides that they want to create opportunities for themselves out of thin air. They make the conscious decision that they not only they need to stop operating their business and stop operating their life, and they need to start making it rain in their life. And the way to do that is to get themselves out of their current situation. They got to get themselves out of that routine, that rut that they were in. And so that's what we do. I've got a Rainmaker Club that's a private Facebook group where we have a meeting once a week on Facebook Live. I just talked about today about 5 steps to begin their year, how to start their year. And so what we're doing is having those live workshops where we bring in experts to be able to talk about different parts. We got Hank Norman and Coach Michael Burt are going to be in there, Carl Scaramuza, Brittany Michaelcheck, all these people that we're going to be meeting and bringing to them, because as CPAs, we're the most trusted advisor, is what I talked to you about. And so what has happened is we're starting to figure out how to make the intangible tangible, how to create a process and a system for business owners to start in the Rainmaker Club and work themselves up to being a Rainmaker in their business. That's our top level of service, is called Rainmaker. And so it's 10 people that I work with all year long, just me and them, and our whole team, our marketing team, our HR team. We help them in their business create systems, processes, learn how to brand. We blow up their business. We make it rain in their business. So the idea.
I mean, that's amazing. I completely believe in that. Just in the last podcast, I had a legendary marketer on. Okay, he was a CPA too. And what he said that these firms really need to do is they need to find out how they can help their businesses consult their clients on more than just the financials and more than just the books, right? But more from a growth-based perspective. And look, Jonathan, like one thing I talk about in marketing a lot is these accountants really need to get their stories out there, okay? They need to get their client success stories. And I don't think there's a lot of that going on, whether it's insecurity or whether it's feeling like they're bragging. Okay. A lot of, right. They don't want to feel like they're bragging. But one of the things that I've, learned from Gary Vaynerchuk, or maybe even, and here's why, I don't know if the audience even knows this, but the reason why the CPA Primetime show is CPA Primetime is because Primetime Deion Sanders a lot of people didn't like the way he talked on the football field, but if you pay close attention and study him, sure, he was flashy and everything, but he didn't say anything that wasn't true. He,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. I mean,
and,
accountants and CPAs, I mean, this is something that was even a struggle for me, Juan. Like, I mean, talk about getting uncomfortable, right? Like,
mhm,
I'll remember there was a marketing director at the firm that I used to work at, and we always talked about doing client testimonials. And
mhm.
nobody wanted to do a client testimonial. And you don't want to know why? Because they
Why?
didn't want other CPAs to know who they were working with. I mean, how stupid is that? I mean, why in the world would I be afraid? I mean, talk about insecurity. Why would I be afraid of somebody taking my client that I put in a magazine that is saying that our firm saved them thousands of dollars because we do tax planning and because we're proactive with them? Why would
Mhm.
that client leave? Why should I be afraid of it? And also, if that client decides to leave after the fact that they were in an article with me, and then that other firm decided to call and say, hey, saw you're a client of
Yeah.
Frosty's, why don't you come on over? I mean,
Mhm.
if they decide to leave then, fine. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, thanks for being in this branding because that really helped me build my brand. No big deal.
Mhm.
But yeah, client testimony, it boggles my mind that I even worried about that. Like, it literally
Mhm.
frustrates me right now to even have to admit that to you, that it bothered me. Like, now I'm
Right.
like, I'm videoing everybody. I'm like, tell me why you like me. Come on, tell me why you like
Yeah.
me. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, if nobody, who else is gonna be bragging on you except yourself? You know? I mean,
Exactly.
what is up with people that say, man, I just want to, I want to, you know, I need my work to speak for itself.
Ah.
I mean, okay. I mean, great.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's good. But if your work speaks for yourself, it's only going to speak to the person that you're working for. That's it. That's
Yeah.
one person. One person. I want my work to be told to the world about
Mhm.
how we're helping people. Because when people invest in us, we invest in them tenfold. Tenfold.
Right. Right.
And if they don't reap the reward of that benefit, if they don't experience that change, if they don't experience that, then yes, they should go someplace else. It's our fault that we failed. And I can
Mhm.
admit that. I had another client leave this past week. It's my fault. Now,
Mhm.
it's my fault because I put that brand out there, and they don't particularly like what I'm doing right now. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's my fault, and I'm willing to accept that.
Right. Right.
So,
I mean, you got to think about, and the listeners at home, they might have just heard that a client left, right, because of the branding and everything. But what you have to realize about Jonathan here is that he's going, he's going, he's going. So it's going to end up as a net positive, and
oh
his
yeah.
business, yeah, it's
Well, and is
talk.
out there. I have all
Mhm.
the new clients that come to us now, they are completely bought in. They
Mhm.
understand what we're going to do. They get that there's a Rainmaker Club and they can be a part of that. And they're going to get value each and every week for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And they're going to have a network to already work with. I mean, people, you listening right now, if you don't have a network, dude, join the Rainmaker Club for goodness sakes. It's $9 a month, and you've got
It's
multi-million
nothing.
dollar business owners that are in that club that are talking about issues that are going to affect you in your business and help you grow. I was just meeting with one just before we got on this podcast who needed $25,000 for his business in order to grow his business. He already had
Mhm.
jobs available. How did he get that $25,000? I made a few phone calls for him and got him connected with the right people. That's what the
Mhm.
Rainmaker Club is about. So the idea of joining this network is going to change your business. It's going to.
Interesting. And so let me get this right. You said $9 a month?
$9 a month. That's it.
Yeah, guys, come on. I
I
mean,
mean,
I can get
my billable rate, I usually charge, I mean, from what we make in the firm, it's $2,600 an hour.
right.
And, and, and,
Exactly.
and like literally getting access to me, I mean, practically 24 hours a day because I answer all the comments and everything. Oh, the
Yeah.
website's frostrainmakers.com.
and I will link it below, guys. So it's in the link in the description below. And look, I mean, right off the bat, I can guarantee that if you did join it, look, I mean, it's $9 a month. If you can't make your money back from that, come on now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one client that joined, you know, $9 a month. I mean, we got him 25 grand. I mean,
exactly.
And that's just the cash. That doesn't include the fact that got him a $250,000 job. So, you know, it's crazy.
Hey.
It's crazy to me. I will tell you, unless you got another question, I was going to tell you another way that we're revolutionizing the accounting.
Go ahead.
Start out with that too. Another way that we're revolutionizing the industry is for employees too. So one thing that we're doing for employees is we're creating a work environment where you're not just coming just to pump out a bunch of tax returns, right? Like I don't want my employees just here to pump out tax returns. I want to create more Rainmakers. So being an employee here, we're going to give you development tools. We're going to be sending you to conferences. We're going to not make you work more than 60 hours a week, because nobody is productive over 60 hours a week. It's just not possible. So we're trying to build well-rounded employees so that we can produce even more trusted advisors for our clients. So they're not just relying just on me or just on the partner group. And so that's how we're revolutionizing the industry too, is we're changing the way that employees are able to grow and progress in their career and their opportunities. I mean, I want every employee, everybody that comes works here, I mean, they're an entrepreneur. They are an entrepreneur. We're the entrepreneurs CPA firm. So we are the CPA firm that understands entrepreneurs and produces entrepreneurs.
Amazing. I mean,
and not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to do that, Juan. And I get that. And that's okay too. But we're creating the opportunity. You know, we still have some employees that, you know, they're used to the traditional ways, and that's okay. Do we kind of push them along a little bit? Yeah, we totally do.
No, I mean,
one way that we're practically doing that one is we have small groups within our firm. So what I realized is as firms grow, as they expand, you kind of lose that close-knit feel, that relationship with a partner. And so we have these different groups that meet on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. And so we talk about all issues in the firm. We talk about what new products we have coming out. We talk about HR issues. We talk about new ideas on serving clients. So everybody has their input in that small group. So as we grow, you know, we've gone from 8 people at the end of 2016 to 38 people now. So in 2 years, 30 people we've added. I mean, you kind of lose touch. I mean, it's just a natural thing. But so these groups are limited to 15 people. So you kind of, as we expand, you're going to have those 15 people that you're meeting with on a consistent basis. And that kind of continues to become your little work family as well.
Wow. No, I mean, great infrastructure there as you grow. I mean, the last guest I had on the show, he's built really big businesses from the inside out. And I mean, the last thing he ended the podcast with was, I mean, if you're going to decide to grow a business, he was an infrastructure guy, right? Even outside of the financials, though, he said, hey, at the end of the day, you got to take care of your people. If you build a firm where, you know, everyone is just doing what you say, then at the end of the day, you're going to build a business where the people in your business are going to have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, you want to teach people to think. They got to learn to think. And to learn to think, they got to be learning constantly, reading, making mistakes. I mean, I love it when we make mistakes. I mean, I really do, because that's when somebody really learns. So we have new staff that they have client contact immediately. I mean, we do not hold people back in client contact. I mean, I was 29 years old when I started the firm. I'm obviously better now than I was then, as far as like communicating, talking with people, and I'm learning every single day. But I think it's important for a 22-year-old straight out of college. Yeah, start talking with that business owner that made $1 million last year and tell them that they're going to have to make a $300,000 tax payment. You need to get used to this. You know,
Right.
you got to learn to talk about money. I mean, we're CPAs. Accounting is the language of business. You got to learn to talk about money. So, you know, that's just another way that we're revolutionizing it. And then another example is we're on a fixed price model. I don't know if you've had many guests.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. So we're on a complete fixed price model where we have like the Rainmaker Club, right? $9 a month. I mean, are you? I mean, I'm.
No brainer. No,
it's a frustrating to me that I even charge just that, right? But we have the Rainmaker Club that we've got, which is a fixed $9 a month, right? Then you got our course that's $499. That's for business owners that start in their business and might be operating their business and looking to make it rain, right? They want to learn how to be a rainmaker. That's what that course is about. I've got a boot camp that goes with that course. Then when you start in with our accounting firm, we have different levels of packages: basic business, intermediate business, exclusive business package. It makes it just more transparent. And I know that there's other firms out there that you know, that do fixed price. I believe that that's the case, but I think how we're revolutionizing is we're making that intangible tangible. Like I said before, we are creating like club levels of service for consulting. And what that does is it just makes more sense to the client, and they're able to hold us accountable on what we said we were going to do. And we're able to clearly define, look, we're outside of the scope of the work that we agreed to. Now we need to talk about a new price and a new product. One thing that I'm working on right now is literally having a product menu. I wish I had it printed off here. Product menu where a client's going to come to us and say, look, I want to spend only $12,000 on my accounting. And what we'll do is say, well, here's the menu. Pick what you want. Right. I mean, accounting, what I think most people don't realize, and what kind of happened to me at GrowthCon last year, the epiphany I had, the Jerry Maguire moment that I refer to. If you come to NugaCon, you're actually going to be able to read the memo that I wrote. I did write a memo. It's like a little brief letter to myself. But what I was talking about was, I mean, most accountants want to think like, oh, we've got the most experience. We've got the best staff. We're doing the most customer service. I mean, what we've done is we've realized accounting is a commodity. You can go down the street and you can get somebody to do your tax return. So let's treat it like a commodity. I want you to walk in, pick the menu, and move on. Now, my menu consists of a lot different items than somebody else's menu does right now. That's for sure. I mean, when you start working with us, you're going to get a completely different experience as long as you dive in, right? You got to give a little to gain even more, right? So I think that that's the thing that is different about us and how we're revolutionizing with a fixed price is we're creating all these products and services that are all truly services, but I don't know of another accounting firm that has online training.
Right.
You can do it on your own at your own pace, or you can do a boot camp, or that does consistent webinars. So, yeah. That's
amazing. I mean, one of the things that I look at as a marketer is, okay, as another business owner, as a client that needs an accounting firm, we're looking at the firms out here, and there's so much obscurity in how are you really going to help me? As you know, I see all these firms in town, right? But there's some obscurity. So every single firm out there, just like Jonathan is doing here, every single firm that can keep on lowering that obscurity and, you know, answer those immediate questions, whether it's having a menu or whether it's content online. I mean, that's just going to help other business owners understand what you actually offer, right? What you actually do. So,
exactly. I mean, the more content that you can provide in order to eliminate that obscurity. I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, the billable hour is obscure, right? It doesn't make any sense to people. How in the world did you spend 7 hours on a tax return that took me 2 hours last year? Well, one, you did it on your own and you know yourself better than anybody. You know, number two, we're also looking at all these different deductions that are possibly available to you that might work, that might not work, but we got to put the time in order to be able to actually execute it, right? So, I mean, I think that, and it's not the client's fault. They just don't understand. So why don't I just say it's $750 to do our basic tax return, and that's it. Look, and it's according to the schedules. That's the way that we price it. So if you have a schedule A, B, D, K1, then it's $750. But we also have other value added things. We have a list of items. And what's amazing is, and I don't mind, CPAs that are listening, accounting professionals. I'm telling you, you write it down and go down the list of what you're going to do for a client. They will say yes, just like this all the time. Because if it's written down, then it's real. It's real. Just like your goals at the beginning of the year. Write down your goals,
There you go.
Yeah. But I think that eliminates obscurity. I think that's a great point that you're talking about. That's what I talked about in my memo. They don't understand. And CPAs are so busy doing the work and excited about, oh my gosh, I just got another client. I mean, I do it myself. Oh, yay, I got another client. I mean, they don't take the time to want to explain what they're really doing. They just want to do it, right? They just want to do it.
Okay.
I have to talk with a number of my employees. I'm not your typical CPA, if you can probably imagine, right? Like, I have to talk to my employees a lot about, like, look, I mean, you got to explain what you're going to have to do in order for that client to understand why we're going to have to charge $2,500 to do the 3115. Right?
Right.
They don't know. They just think that you're screwing them. Like $2,500? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, hey, if we file this 3115, it's going to save you $315,000 on your taxes this year.
Right.
Does that sound like something you want to do?
Yeah. Do you want to have more money? Right.
Right.
Do you want your business to be more profitable? Some of my, smaller clients that, don't have as much money to spend on marketing, that type of thing. They tell me that, they only have outside of my retainer, then they only have $200 extra to spend on ads, but then they haven't called anyone in the city telling them that they're making businesses more profitable. And I'm like, well, just here's how a cold call works. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be, you don't have to be Grant Cardone to make a cold call. From the CPA side of things, from the accounting side of things, you can just call an office, and let's say it's the construction business, call the office and tell them that, hey, we're getting to know every construction business in the town. What we do is we make them more profitable. Now, I don't know if your business wants to be more profitable. Some people don't want to grow, but you just tell me how you want to grow your business, and because this is how we grow businesses, right? So, hey, I agree so much with what you're saying, and this all for CPAs growing their firms out there. This sounds really wild, maybe to them, right? All these new things.
It is wild.
Yeah, all these new things that you're talking about. It's wild, but it's also very powerful. But what I want them to understand is it doesn't just happen, right? You said it. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen perfectly all the time. So can you talk about some challenges to get here where you are now? What were some, you mentioned mistakes too, a mistake or a challenge. I want this to be a valuable source to listeners out there, but I also want it to be very real, right? So can you speak a little to that?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the challenges for me was just getting over for the social media part of it was getting on video, right? I mean, it's intimidating. And my friends, when they saw me get on video, they were like, stop what you're doing. Stop it.
Right.
You're embarrassing us. We're embarrassed for you. So I had to have coaches in my corner to help me, to support me get through that part of it. So if you're thinking about going into the social media route, which I highly, highly recommend, it will pay off. Trust me, it will pay off. I get just so they know, I've got 1 to 2 leads on Instagram every single day, every day right now. 1 to 2, literally giving me their phone number to follow up with them on a call, and I haven't even met them yet.
Right.
Okay? But so one of the challenges was that. The other challenge that a lot of people will say is I don't have the time to do it. I don't know that I have the time to be able to do that. You're a CPA. If you're a CPA owner, you've got your own firm and you want to grow your firm. This industry, there's nobody starting CPA firms right now. Nobody. I don't know if you interview many people on your show, Juan. You probably might have a little bit better, have your finger on it better than I do. But as far as where I'm from and different peer groups that I go to, I'm the youngest one in the room. There's nobody younger than I am, ever.
Right.
So somebody's got to start picking up the slack. And so I guess I say that to say, if you don't have a lot of time, hire somebody else. Hire somebody else to do the work that you're doing in your firm, to review those tax returns, to actually prepare those tax returns. I know partners that still prepare tax returns. I mean, are you kidding me? How do you be a business owner? How are you a business owner and you're still preparing tax returns? Or if you're a mechanical contractor, you're a plumber, how are you a business owner and you're still sitting over there plunging the toilet? Like, just doesn't work. Hire somebody to give you the time to do this for your business.
Exactly.
The other challenge I had was just internally with other CPAs, getting used to the fact that this is what we were going to do, right? I mean, overcoming, just changing the way we do business as far as fixed price. Like, that was a big challenge. And I overcame that by literally just jumping into it, by taking action, by starting to do it a little bit at a time. I just converted one client, another client to the fixed price model. And I haven't gotten them all. I only have about 20% of my business on that fixed price. But that's what you got to do.
No, I mean, you're speaking truth here. I mean, I really like what you said about getting the people around you, about you being the youngest one in the room, right, with a growing firm. What I do see is a lot of people leaving their firms to start their own practice, right? But it does stay very small, and really they create a job for themselves. Okay,
exactly.
They create a job for themselves instead of what they really could do as an entrepreneur, which is build a business, right? So I mean, yeah, you've gotta. It's people building a business is people. All the great entrepreneurs say it all the time, and so.
You want to start a business to be a CEO. You do not want to start a business to create a job for yourself. Creating a job for yourself is being an operator. That's what an operator is. What we do is we help you be a rainmaker and be the CEO of your business so that you can reap the benefits of that business, which is the reason you started it, not just work there, right? You don't need to create a job for yourself. You already have a job where you were, and that's why you decided to start a business. You didn't start a business and you thought it was going to create a lot of freedom for you. Well, you don't get that freedom. You don't, not immediately. You don't get that freedom after you start to build the systems and put the people in place. And you're exactly right. I mean, I think that there are people that are starting firms. I guess they're not going to grow them like they need to. And I would even challenge, if you're a CPA and you're wanting to hear some more from me, join that Rainmaker Club. I don't discriminate. I'll give you all the ideas in the world. I'm actually writing a blog about the 5 best accounting firms in Chattanooga, and I'm recommending people go to them.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, yeah, what Jonathan is basically saying here is he's moving so fast that he's growing, he's moving, he's being a rainmaker himself, that he's not necessarily concerned about you taking his business. And it's the same for me as an accounting marketer. I think, I'm the only accounting marketer that is putting out as much free value as I can. And I'm not even worried about accounting firm owners running off, making $100,000+ off of my free content and never, ever interacting with me at all. They keep it very, very quiet. And that's something that I have to, I don't get mad about. I completely understand that with this strategy, but it's a strategy that's going to help me grow. And speaking to growth on my side of things, my big 2019 goal is, hey, and we're already building the team here, but it's more on the team. People have to understand that Gold Lake Media is not me, Juan Garcia, editing your videos all the time, right? Posting for you all the time. No, I have a really good team here. I leverage the people around me, and I'm even getting leveraged by the bigger marketing firms, right? So they're using me, right? So very relationship based team building stuff for my 2019. But hey, this interview is about you, and we got one last question here based on that. Now, what are your goals for 2019? What's the biggest thing you're staring in the eye and you're ready to go attack?
Biggest goals, man. I got lots of goals.
Of course.
I mean, I would say from the accounting firm standpoint, I actually wrote them down. I'll just read them off to you.
Awesome.
From the accounting firm standpoint, I want to add 1,000 new clients this year. Last year, we added 234 clients. This year, we added over 450. And I want to do 1,000 next year. I'm learning more and more that we've got to continue to have events. We got to continue to have webinars, boot camps, things that we can push our existing client base to help them in their business and help them learn more. And when you have events, when you have opportunities for your clients to learn from you and they invest money in that opportunity, then they're going to show up and you're going to help them more. I mean, no matter what. Once people decide to invest in me, then I'm going to invest in them, right? And I'm going to give them that payback each and every time. So that's one of the biggest goals for the firm. I also have a real estate entity called Oasis Residential, where we help people get into real estate by just being limited partners. And so they invest in our fund and we give them 2 times their money. So our goal is to raise $20 million this year and do at least 500 units in that. We're doing multi-family rental home communities. So that's one of the goals for that. I want to have 1,000 members in Rainmaker Club. 1,000 members. We've got 37 right now.
Awesome.
I
and look, at $9.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen for you. I mean, come on.
Hey, pump it out there. FrostRainmakers.com. FrostRainmakers.com. And then I got a bunch of others, man. But yeah, I mean, we're going to be pumping out a lot more content in a creative way, free content as well as content that's going to be specific topics. That's going to be a monthly webinar. So yeah, I mean, all kinds of goals, man.
Awesome.
Just trying to continue to build a firm that's going to revolutionize the industry, for us to be a model for others to copy, man. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with them copying it. I mean, there's so much business. There's so much opportunity. I think we've got to, as CPAs, forget about the fact that there's somebody down the street that we're competing with. There is no competition. The only competition is yourself. That's it. That's all. Because you're the only one that's holding you back. That's it. Nobody else is holding you back.
That is the perfect ending. I'm not going to go on any further. And Jonathan, thank you for being such a great guest on the podcast, and very, very excited to see how you're doing in 2019.
Thank you so much for having me on, Juan. I really appreciate it.